Hi, my name is Juan Pablo from Espanol and English Private Tutoring, and today I'm going to talk about four things: the verb I, interrogative words, days, and months. I'm going to start first with sharing my screen. So let's talk about the verb I. I is what is called an impersonal verb, and it translates into Spanish, into English as there is, there are. Okay, so this is equals into English there is or there are. Okay, so notice that I is the same. There is considered singular in English. There are is considered plural in English. We don't have that. I is just I. I translates both. Example, I can say to erase this, I can say something like hay un carro en la esquina. Hay un carro en la esquina. This translates as there is a car in the street corner, something like that. Okay. Now I can also say hay dos carros en la esquina, and this translates as there are two cars in the corner of the street. So notice that I doesn't change. Okay. Now, this is one of the rules of impersonal verbs. They are not very common, but I is the most common impersonal verb. Impersonal verbs are always conjugated in third person singular, and they are called impersonal because there is not a specific subject. Like, for example, John is at home. In this case, the specific subject is John. You are saying about John that he is at home. But when you say there is a person at home, you are not mentioning a specific subject. Okay, the same happens with this. This is what is called an impersonal verb because it doesn't need a subject to be a complete sentence. So the book sometimes say that when you are talking about several things, not just one. For example, here, and I'm referring to this book. It's called Español. This is Spanish step by step, and it's by Barbara Brayston. It's a good book, but there is an information that is missing here. So I'm going to say what the book says. Just saying this because this is the book that I'm referring to. So when I is followed by a plural noun, the article is omitted. Example, hay tigres en el zoológico. Okay. So I need to change this to Spanish. Okay. And what the book says is completely correct. There are tigers in the zoo. No? So in this case, I am omitting that the article un. This is called an indefinite article. It wouldn't make sense in Spanish or in English to say there is a tigers in the zoo. Not? the same in Spanish. It wouldn't make sense. So that's why you take the article out. But you can also say in English, there are some tigers in the zoo. In this case, I can use an indefinite article, but in the plural form. Like, for example, hay unos tigres en el zoológico. So what some books explain is not completely correct. You can use indefinite articles if you want to say some. Okay, that's one way. And I can also change this for algunos. Remember that articles in Spanish are feminine or masculine. And it can be plural, they can be also plural singular, and they need to agree with the noun they modify. So the verb I is very easy. So this is how you form an affirmative sentence with the verb I to make it an interrogative sentence. All you have to do is add the interrogation marks, the beginning and the end, because we have two in Spanish, and just change the tone of your voice. Example, ¿hay algunos tigres en el zoológico? Okay, that's all you do. Now, to make it negative, a negative sentence, all you have to do is add the adverb no before the verb. No hay algunos tigres en el zoológico. There are not some tigers in the zoo. So the negative in Spanish always goes before the verb. That's how you know that a sentence is negative. You can also create a negative interrogative sentence by doing the following. Very simple. No hay algunos tigres en el zoológico. All you have to do is change the tone of your voice. Now, let's move to interrogative words. So we're going to start mentioning the most common ones. Okay. So this will be, the first one will be como, okay, which means how, very easy, como. The next one will be donde, which means where. The next one will be quién. Change this. Quién. So if you have been paying attention, you would notice that I've been putting quotation marks on top of the vowels. So this is very common with interrogative words in Spanish. Interrogative words always have a quotation mark on top of the vowel that has the accent. In this case, quién, so quién, that letter E has the accent, the vowel E has the accent, that's why we had to mark it. But this only happens with interrogative words. Not all the words in Spanish have that mark, that accent mark. So, quién means who, is also it is considered also an interrogative pronoun. And this is the singular version. Now, we also have a plural version, which is quiénes. Okay. And I'm going to give you an example with this. For example, ¿quién está en la fiesta? So mean is who is at the party. Okay. When I'm saying who is a interrogative pronoun, because who is acting as the subject of the sentence. In this case, I am asking about a person. But what if I want to ask about several people? In English, you don't have that. So I'm going to give you an example. ¿Quiénes están en la fiesta? In English, you will say the same. Who are at the party? I'm sorry, no. Who is at the party and who are, let me see, who is. Look, let me give you a different example here. ¿Quiénes son ellos? That will be who are they. Okay. So who is, who are. Right? The only difference is between the verb to be is are. That's how you know it's plural singular. But in Spanish, not. In Spanish, ¿quiénes is the plural form. ¿Quién is the singular form. And if you are using singular, the verb has to match with the pronoun, the interrogative pronoun. So it will be ¿quién es él? So in Spanish, everything is connected. So ¿quién es él is who is he, which is the same in English. Is he is third person singular. Okay, and everything has to agree. Now, if I say who are they, that's third person plural. And the verb has to conjugate it accordingly. ¿Quiénes son ellos? Good. Now, the next one is que. Que, this means what. Okay. An example of this would be ¿qué libro está en la mesa? Or let me give you another one. ¿Qué día es hoy? Yeah. This is what day is today. Okay. Yes, hoy. Now, que, in this case, when you have what plus a noun, you can translate that into in two ways. This is the first one. Let's put it here first. The second option will be ¿cuál día es hoy? ¿Cuál día es hoy? So both of these sentences translate the same in English, and they both have the same meaning in Spanish as well. So ¿qué día es hoy? What day is today? ¿Cuál día es hoy? What day is today? Is the same meaning. Okay. But here is the tricky part. If I use the verb, if I say what plus the verb to be, check what happens. So I'm going to put it here. ¿Qué es? And ¿cuál es? If I say ¿qué es un carro? When you say what is and you use ¿qué as the translation, ¿qué es? You are asking for the meaning. So the first sentence there, ¿qué es un carro? I'm asking for the meaning of what is a car. Okay. In this case, I will answer, un carro es una máquina. Let's keep it simple. Máquina. Okay. A car is a machine. Okay. That's the definition. A very simple definition. Now, the next option here will be ¿cuál es el carro de ella? Okay. Now, que and cual both can both translate what. Okay. But for you to understand this, when you have quel and es, it's better for you to translate it as which, okay, or which one. So the second sentence will can translate which is the it's her car. Which one is her car? When you combine qual plus the verb to be, ser, you are asking for options. You have several options, one or two options, or several of them, and from all of those, you are asking for one of those options. So that's the difference between que plus ser and cual plus ser. Que plus ser is asking for definition, cual plus ser is asking for options. Now, qual can also be plural when you combine it. So I'm going to give you an example how will be in plural. So let's change this. Let me see. ¿Cuáles son los carros de ella? Los carros de ella. This is which ones are her cars? Okay. Oh, which one? Which are her cars? Okay. So you notice that which in English doesn't change, but in Spanish it changes. You cannot say cuál son. You have to cuáles son. That's the plural form. And this is third person plural because carros is a thing, and we're talking about. It's like I'm asking you about to you about the cars. So it's third person plural. ¿Cuáles son los carros de ella? The next one would be. Now, also, this is with the verb to be, but what if you have a noun after cuáles? So it will be cuáles carros son los, cuáles carros están en el garaje. Let's say something like that. This is which cars are in the garage. Okay. Now you notice that carros is third person plural. That's why this needs to be plural. Okay. The next one, which is easy, is ¿por qué? It means why. The next one means, the next one here will be cuánto. Quantum, which means how much, very simple. The next one will be, now here, you have to pay attention. If you add that S, it changes the meaning completely. So here, you are not asking how much, you are asking how many, okay? And this interrogative word acts as an adjective. So cuántos is used for for things that are masculine. Example, ¿cuántos carros hay en el garaje? Okay. How many cars are there in the garage? Okay. So, ¿cuántos has to be in plural form, and it has to be masculine to agree with the gender of carros. Now, the next one is ¿cuántas? Let's change the noun here. Bicicletas. This is how many bicycles are there in the garage. Okay, bicicletas is feminine, so ¿cuántas has to be feminine. And the last one will be ¿cuándo? This one is easy. It means when. Now you can combine all of these with prepositions. And depending on what preposition you use, it changes the meaning of the sentence. An example will be, we are going to talk in this class or in this session about the prepositions and, the, and con only. There are many more prepositions, but for now we are going to just learn these ones. Now, it's very straightforward. Very straightforward, practically is the same as in English. So I'm going to give you an example. De dónde es ella? So notice in this case I'm using the verb, the preposition de, which means in this case of. And this sentence would translate in English, where is she from? I'm sorry, this translates from in this case because we are talking about point of origin. So where is she from? In English, you put the preposition at the end of the sentence. In Spanish, now you put it in the beginning. If I translate this into English, it will be like, from where is she? That's how we say in Spanish. So you can, the structure changes a little bit. I can also say for this one, so now, so you understand how the preposition changes the meaning. This one is, ¿en dónde está ella? Is, where is she at? Okay. ¿Dónde está ella? No, ¿en dónde is asking about a specific location. Now, I cannot, so ¿en dónde in really is not necessary? I can just say ¿dónde está ella? And that will be enough. But you want to emphasize and increase the tone a little bit, you can emphasize it like this: ¿en dónde está ella? It's the kind of the same idea in English. What is she versus what is she at? Okay. Obviously, not all the prepositions will work. For example, if I say con donde, this doesn't make any sense in English or Spanish. You in English you will say with where. It doesn't make sense. It's the same with Spanish. Con means with. Okay. This is very easy, so you can do it on your own. Remember that de can mean from or of, and in this case, as we saw it can mean many things, and can be in, at, on. And con can mean with. So let me give you some more examples so you don't get confused. Another example here will be con quien. This is very common. Con quien is with whom está ella, they say. Okay. Remember, I'm asking our location here. So that's why I'm using star. With whom is she? Now I can make it plural. It will be con quiénes está ella, which is the same in English. With whom is she? Okay. But in Spanish, you have to emphasize with, in this case, if it is plural or singular. I can use something a little weird here, but so you understand, de quién, no, it's not weird, but de quién es la mesa. De quién es la mesa, to whom the mesa belongs to, something like that. This de implies possession. It doesn't imply a point of origin. Does the quién, con quién, and quién doesn't work with this one. All right, can remember that quién must be plural as well, can be plural, so it will be de quiénes son, de quiénes es la mesa, de quién es la mesa, quiénes. I can say it like this too, de quiénes es la mesa. So to whom the table belongs to. But when I say quiénes, I'm implying that the table belongs to several people. One table belongs to several people. Or I can say de quiénes son las mesas. I'm saying whose tables are these? Okay. Now here I have several tables. So now we have quién. The next will be qué. Example will be en qué lugar está ella. That will be in which, what is, in what place is she at, or in what place she, something like that. The next one is con qué se toma la sopa. With what do you drink the soup? And this one will be de qué color es la mesa. De qué color es la mesa. Okay. And you can play around with all of this. All you have to do is combine them. And I'm going to leave that as an exercise. You can combine them and see what you get. For that, you can use any translator will help you with that. But try to think of it in English and then translate it. If it doesn't make sense when you translate it in English, it's because it wouldn't make sense in Spanish that the preposition, interrogation, word combination you are using. Now, days in Spanish are very simple. The only exception here is that we don't say on Monday. I see you on Monday. We don't say that in Spanish. We see you, let's say, for example, I see you on Monday. Nos vemos el lunes. Okay. That's the only thing they need to pay attention to. I see you on Monday. We don't say on Monday. We say we say the Monday. So I see you the Monday. That's how we say it. You can think of it as an expression, but that's how we say it. We don't say on. Now we don't say on Mondays. You are referring to several days, several Mondays. In this case, we say los lunes. Okay. So just be careful with that. So we have lunes is Monday. Martes is Tuesday. Miércoles is Wednesday. Jueves is Thursday. Viernes is Friday. And sábado is Saturday. And domingo is Sunday. Domingo is Sunday. Now, months are very straightforward. Well, not so much, but we will learn this later. Basically, I'm just going to put in here so you can hear the pronunciation. Enero is January. Febrero is February. Marzo is March. Abril is April. Mayo is May. Junio is June. Julio is July. Agosto is August. Septiembre is September. Octubre is October. Noviembre is November. We have the last one that will be Diciembre, which is December. The seasons will be verano. Just pay attention to the pronunciation. Verano. Otoño. Verano is summer. Otoño is fall. Invierno is winter. Primavera is spring. Now we also say morning is want to say in the morning. In the morning we say it en la mañana. In the afternoon will be en la tarde. And in the evening or night, we only have one word for both of them. Evening or night will be en la noche. And that's it. That's everything for today. Do you have any questions? You can contact us at through our website, espeng.net. You can also leave comments. Thank you for watching.